Hello, everybody. I just want to apologize in this video for the bad audio. I was not on my microphone and it was on my webcam, so sorry for the bad audio that is in this video. But let's go ahead and get into it.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Swimming in the Stream. And Marci is back with me, and we're just going to go over Raya and the Last Dragon since it did get a Super Bowl trailer, and then it just got an international trailer that you can view online now. But Marci, what did you think about Raya and the Last Dragon?
I really like the trailers. I think it's going to be epic. I'm so excited that we're getting another Disney princess movie, and she's Asian, and I hope she's actually a princess if that's what they're going for. Because I understand that Mulan was considered a Disney princess for a long time, but she's technically not a princess. She married a general. But I digress.
It seems like that she might be the princess of whatever clan that is. It seems like each
The
clan is a different
faction,
part. Yeah, because they're named in one of the trailers for different parts of the dragon because their land is like
like
shaped in
spine,
yeah
tail, fang, or is that
heart.
claw? Something like that.
It was like claw and heart and something like that. But yeah, she might be the princess of that tribe. It seems like maybe, and that tribe seems like they protect that magical stone.
Yeah, that like glowing crystal orb that was in one of the trailers.
Yeah, that they need to get the last dragon to use the orb to defeat the darkness that shows up in the trailer.
And to bring all the clans back together.
Yeah, because they're fighting or they started fighting when the darkness came back or something because it seems
But
like
like
the
they
darkness
they
came.
broke the orb, right? And then
Yeah.
they split up afterwards.
No, because it seems like that in one of the trailers that I'm just extrapolating this. One of the trailers, it seems like the people were fighting over the orb, but that was maybe at some point when she was a kid still, before everything went to garbage because the darkness came. Maybe they were trying to get the orb to do something, but all the clans couldn't
Agree?
decide, yeah, on who to use it, who is the person to use it. So they broke it on accident,
Yeah,
and each clan has a piece of it
got it. Yeah. Sounds
because
about
this.
right.
Yeah, it seems like it's a movie about collecting the pieces after Raya finds the dragon, because it seems like the darkness comes and like basically destroys her clan. It seems like, and is starting to destroy the other clans, something like that maybe.
Mhm.
But what else? What else is your thoughts on the Raya so far?
Um I mean like we're just talking about it in general right now. So
Yeah, I
that's
mean you can get into some more stuff if you want to, deeper stuff.
um no, I think that's it.
Do you have any concerns about the movie or anything?
Yeah, I mean like it's just what I was saying. Well, it's about just the same things that everyone always says like every time Disney makes another uh 3D animated movie um is the character models all look the same. And it's like I definitely saw like in one of the trailers that like her facial expressions or like sort of like a few of her facial features look very, and that might definitely have to do with like geographical um stuff too.
Hmm.
She looks a lot like Moana, not gonna lie. There are
Hmm.
very slight differences between them
And
though.
then I know they were saying online as well that the dragon in dragon form kind of looks like Anna and Elsa kind of in the face a little bit.
Well,
Um,
see, I was just about to like mention that is like in the trailer, there are some scenes of the dragon that's being voiced by Aquafina, skipping or like running on like some air crystal mats, whatever, and it
mhm.
reminded me of Elsa running on water
Oh,
after
you
she
know what?
crystallizes it with her footstep. So
True. Same type of effect, I guess.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Um.
I wonder, like, how Disney does like little like Easter eggs from different movies in
Mhm.
another movie.
Oh yeah.
So maybe that's what they're doing for that one.
Yeah. It could be.
Instead of just doing like a little ball in the corner.
True.
Because like
Um,
Disney was, I mean, not Disney, but Frozen was such a hit movie for Disney. Like it made them so much money.
yeah, and I'm excited for this movie because this is the first original movie since Moana. The other ones have been sequels. So
Yeah,
I'm ready to see what they got. This is a new world, new land.
sequels, or they've done like live action remakes.
Yeah, but yeah, this is a new world, new lands. I'm ready to see if they can bring this world together. So my general thoughts. If were you finished with yours, or did you have something else?
Um, I believe like my other thought was just the baby. The
Okay, what's your thoughts on the baby?
baby in the trailer it reminded me of Boss Baby. Um,
True.
I mean, I suppose like it adds that like comedy
Yeah,
element to the
kid,
yeah,
fun, silliness.
yeah. It's like,
Because
oh,
the baby is.
you have a con baby
Now, I wonder if they're going to
and
present a
like a
reason
squad of monkeys.
why the baby is so smart. Are they going to present an actual like explanation or no?
The
What do you
monkeys
think?
taught her.
Oh,
She was
well,
raised by monkeys,
she's a fast learner, I
I
guess.
guess. Prodigy.
Prodigy. She's a way before her years, basically.
Or maybe she
Um,
just like grew up faster, like as a toddler.
as a toddler,
Just
because she
grew
had to
up
be raised by
faster
monkeys.
because she was raised by monkeys. And from the trailer, I guess you could see that it's a very hustle bustle marketplace. And you can imagine like some sketchy stuff going on down there. So in the
True,
city.
and yeah,
That's
because this
why,
city
when
might
she walked
be
in, she was like, you can't trust anybody.
true because it seems like this city might be in one of the lands that she probably has to get one of the
It's in
crystals from.
Fang, isn't it?
Is it? Oh, they said
Yeah.
I was
Because they
okay.
were
Cool.
showing like the different lands or
Okay,
clans when they were naming the parts of the dragon.
so Fang might be one of those places that are like it's but basically a bunch of um what
Ruffians.
smugglers and ruffians. Yeah, basically. And I guess that is a tell because your babies are even hustling you.
Yeah. The
So that
monkeys.
makes sense. Um, but any other thoughts?
Nope, that's it.
Okay, so my thoughts is I am looking forward to this movie. This movie looks cool. I like that this is like a Asian type land with like different clans. It kind of reminds me of like a whole Avatar: The Last Airbender thing going on. But that is also a part where I am slightly concerned because movies only last for like what an hour and 20 minutes, an hour 30 or
Maybe
something
two
like that.
hours.
Not animated
Sometimes.
movies. Animated movies don't usually last 2 hours, so that's because I think Disney movies only last animated movies only last for like an hour and 30, hour 20 or something like that.
Hmm.
Um, but I'm afraid that they're going to be trying to do way too much, and the story is just going to feel rushed
Uh
to
huh.
the ending. Because I'm guessing at the end of this movie that they're going to have a conclusion where the crystal is whatever back together, and then the dragons are back or whatever, and then darkness is defeated. But I'm like getting up to that point, it might just feel really rushed. That's one of my concerns. One of my concerns. But I do like all the characters that I've seen so far. Um, it seems like this place. I don't know if people are going to talk about it, but it's very female. They have a large female leadership here. That it seems like majority of the clans are led by females, besides Raya's clan that's led by her dad. It seems
Raya.
like Raya, my bad, but her clan that's led by her dad. Because if I don't know if I can find the shot, but it seems like all the clan leaders were meeting together for something. I'm not sure
Yeah. And
what.
another thing that I wanted to say before we move on is the woman that Raya was fighting in the trailer, she had the
Hmm.
same haircut as one of the evil, like, superheroes gone bad in the last Incredibles movie. The one that was able to make, like, pocket dimensions or, like, wormholes and, like,
Oh, Void. Her name was
yeah,
Void.
Void. I liked her character, but yeah, I'm just saying that they had the same haircut.
Hmm.
Just an
Um,
observation. That's it.
yep. And I wanted to also say that from looking at the trailers, what I can get together, it seems like there's a trailer, the one of the trailers of her as a kid, I guess training with her father because she says I've been training to be a protector of the crystal. So it seems like the crystal was all together
That's the
when
one
she
where
was a
she's in the
child.
cave, right?
Yep,
And she's
that's the one
wearing
where
like
she's
that stealthy,
yeah ninja costume,
yeah.
and she has
Which
what's
I
the
loved her hair for that scene. That was great. But go on.
what's her roly poly? I don't know what this creature is
I think
called.
it's a pangolin, or maybe it's a roly, like a giant roly poly. I want to say it's
It
a
looked like a
pangolin mixed with a
giant
bug, though. Because
yeah,
like
like a
pangolins
giant
don't
roly.
have that kind of face, but maybe they tried to like change the shape of the face to be more like kid friendly and rounded. Because children love very round things.
Yeah,
Because
but
we
this is
associate
another
that with being
reason
soft.
why it reminds me of like Avatar: The Last Airbender
Because
because it seems like they're
appa
combining. Well, yeah, well not Appa, but they're combining creatures together
animals,
basically.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay,
Um, but yeah,
yeah, I
whatever
can see that.
her little friend is, she had
Tuk Tuk.
opening Tuk Tuk. That's his name. She had him going through the little traps, and then she fought her father. I'm guessing to train if somebody like tries to sneak in and steal the crystal. And it seems like even though something bad happens, because it seems like while she has a kid, maybe darkness comes and starts turning people to stone. And I guess maybe the clans people are trying to get the crystal to
Is
help the
that
dragons stop
darkness,
it.
or is that kind of just like the curse of like breaking the crystal?
No, because they said the darkness came.
Uh huh. And that's what turned everybody to stone?
Yeah,
Okay.
because the darkness swept over one of the people and they turned to stone. And they did that little pose where they put their hands out like
Yeah.
a
You
prayer or
know what
something.
that scene reminded me of? It reminded me of Avengers when everybody got snapped away
Hmm.
and, just they turned to dust.
Yeah, but
It's
this one
like
they turned
that,
to
but just
stone.
like stone. So, like, you still get to at least see them
Yeah.
and have closure that they're still there. They're just frozen.
And I wonder if the darkness also got to the dragons because there's pictures of
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
dragons in
I
a
saw that in the
field
trailer.
and they're stone. So
Yeah.
that's another thing. It's interesting. Did the darkness like? Well, I guess we're gonna find out where the darkness came from in this movie as well.
Uh huh. And
Maybe.
why um the dragon Aquafina's character is the last dragon,
True. Hmm.
and
Because like,
how
was
did
she
they
hiding
not turn to
or
stone? Yeah.
yeah? How did the darkness not find them? Basically, that's gonna be interesting. So I'm
And
excited
I
to
have
answer
a
all these
feeling,
questions.
because like the way that they describe themselves, like I have a feeling that maybe they ran away, they hid because they're not the best dragon, and dragons are supposed to like keep everything in check.
So you think the dragons tried to go and fight whatever this darkness stuff is, and they
Uh-huh.
basically failed? And she was
Yeah,
like, "Ah, deuces."
exactly.
And then it seems like maybe then the clans people tried to get the crystal to help the dragons, but they fought over it obviously in the trailers, and they dropped it and broke it.
Yeah. So it might definitely be that uh the dragon is going to have this whole character arc and learn from their mistakes and own up to their actions, and like, okay, well, I'm the last dragon, so now I actually have to help, or I should
Yeah,
help.
should
I
help.
should help because I don't think she necessarily has to.
Oh, definitely not. But I think that the darkness is probably still taking people.
Uh-huh.
Maybe I don't know because it seems like the darkness decimated uh, uh, Raya's clan. Raya,
Uh-huh.
Raya. Yeah.
And maybe that's
So
the reason why she's out alone with
by
Tuk Tuk.
herself with Tuk Tuk, yeah,
Yeah.
because her clan just got turned to stone, all of them.
Yeah.
Um, but so I would say that my other concern is that so this movie's coming out on March 5th, and it's going to come out in theaters and on Disney Plus premiere uh, on March 5th simultaneously.
Uh-huh.
So the only thing is, I hope the state of the world that we're in right now doesn't reflect bad on this movie because this looks like a good movie so far from the trailers. I'm interested. But it seems like maybe because the pandemic is still kind of going on, we're starting to roll out vaccines that it might not get as much money as it would have in the box office, and it probably won't.
If people were
Um,
actually able to go to the theaters to see it.
mhm. And on
I mean,
Disney
like, I think
Plus,
people can still go to the theaters because they are, I mean, at their own risk, of course, um, because they're still doing like the assigned seating thing and social distancing. So you would think that even though that like they have less money because they have to socially distance the seats, um, I think people still have the option of going though.
oh no, they have the option. I'm just saying that they're not
Safety.
going to be able to get as much money in on the movie from the box office that they would have
Uh
if
huh.
pandemic wasn't going on. And then
And
also
yeah,
that
because like, didn't Disney come out with what was that movie that they came out with right when the pandemic hit, and we all got stuck at home, and they came out with Disney Plus, and you had to pay for it, I think.
yep, and that's what I was going because Mulan was the first one to drop that you had to pay an extra $30 for. And I think the movie on Disney Plus for the extra $30 did okay because I think they said it was like around 9 million people or something
Uh huh.
got the movie. So I guess that's good for Mulan. Even though I was hearing conflicting, reports because I don't know what's good in terms of money for, something that's on Disney Plus instead of box office numbers.
Uh huh.
But I hope that maybe this pushes more people to pay for premium Disney Plus. Even though I
Yeah, but I
disagree,
feel
personally,
like,
I disagree with that.
sometimes the movies are a bit pricey for like, what it's worth. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Or like if you, and I understand that that's because they're trying to average it out
Yep. Hmm. They're trying to
of,
recoup.
yeah, it's like, okay, well, let's average the size of a household,
Hmm.
and if that household would go to the theater to watch this, how much would they have to pay for a ticket for each family member? And so,
Yep.
since they're getting it at home and we're still trying to make money off this movie, we need to charge them what they might be paying at a movie theater, even if it's more than they would be paying.
Hmm. To go to the movies.
Yeah, but it's I don't know.
So, like I said, personally, I disagree with the whole $30 thing.
I do
But
too, but it's like, they're still trying to make money off of it,
yeah, I get it. I
and
get
they're
it.
just averaging things out, and
Yeah. I still
yeah.
think it's a little bit too pricey in my opinion, for that. But I do think
I
that
feel like you
maybe
would
this
make more
movie.
money if you lowered the price because
It
more people
depends
would
if people are
have,
going to buy the movie, though. That's the
yeah.
only thing. Yeah, because I don't know if they were going to make more money off of Mulan. Because personally, I thought Mulan was just a average movie at best.
Yeah.
So, but like I said, this movie, it seems like this could be a big draw for Disney Plus, possible, and hopefully it is because I do want to. Hopefully, if this movie is good, I do want to see more in this universe because it seems like an Avatar: The Last Airbender type thing where this world has different clans, different lands, different people. They
And
all
there's
have their
some
different
drama
societies.
going on.
Yeah, there's some drama going on. Um,
Drama for your
oh,
llama.
I almost forgot my last concern in the trailer. The dragon turns into a human because of the power of one of the crystals, right?
Yes,
I just
it
hope,
morphed shapeshift.
yep, I just hope that she is not a human for most of the movie. That is my only concern because they do it in live action where they have this like cool monster or cool person thing design, but they have to turn into a person because trying to save budget.
Yeah.
I hope they're not doing that here. I hope she's like a human for like maybe 1/3 of the movie, but the rest of the movie she's just a dragon.
I think, maybe at like the conflict point, like maybe they'll start off the movie with her being a dragon, and then she transforms into a human just for like, plot purposes. And then once there's a climax and we need her in her dragon form, then she'll transform back into that to help
True.
out.
I hope that's what happens
Because
because
there was a fight scene that we saw in the trailer,
mhm,
and well, in one of the trailers, and she was a dragon for that, and sort of helped. So I just don't know how the the events are gonna play out, but
but I just hope that majority of the movie she is a dragon. So like those small parts like in between. So like, oh, I'm a human when I go to this little town, and then we don't stay in this town for long, yada yada. But now we're going to this new location, and I get to turn back into a dragon. That whole thing. I hope that majority of the movie she's not a human. And I'm like, it's cool, but I came here to see the last dragon, not the last dragon that's transformed into a human. You know.
Yeah.
But
I see
any
what you're saying.
yeah. But any final thoughts?
No, I think that's it.
Okay. Well, I would say that go check out these trailers. I'm really hyped for this movie. The movie is fast approaching, so we'll see. Are you planning on going to the movies to see this, or would you wait to see it or would you just watch it on Disney Plus? What do you think?
Honestly, I think I would just watch it on Disney Plus.
Me too. Honestly,
Just
I,
because it's
I
like, it's convenient
yes, it's
to
very
just like,
convenient and
I mean, it would be nice to get out of the house. Trust me.
true.
But, it's just more convenient to stay at home and
And just pay for it, possibly.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I would say that I would probably be at home watching it too. This movie, it does excite me. It just doesn't excite me to the point where I think I need to go back to the movie theaters. You know.
Yeah.
Now there are some movies coming out this year that I really do think excite me to get back to the movie theaters, but just like for IMAX and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
But that's another topic.
But
But
no,
yeah.
it's like this movie excites me. Like I would like to go to the theater to see it. The cinema.
Mhm.
It's just yeah, I just wouldn't go if, depending on the circumstances, basically.
Yeah. Mhm. Like I said,
Cuz I'm
it
I'm
doesn't.
really excited for this movie. It looks like it's very promising.
Mhm. And I hope like if this is successful that we don't have to wait like 20 billion years for something else to come out with it.
Uh-huh.
As if it's successful. I think this movie will be successful though. This looks cool. This looks real cool. And then by the end of the movie, we're probably going to get a lot more dragons. So it's going to turn into like the
Yes,
Disney
they're
version.
probably going to save the dragons,
Yeah, it's
save the
going to
day.
turn
You
into
have
like
to have a happy ending. It's a Disney movie.
the Disney version of How to Train a Dragon, but the dragons are like more intelligent than those dragons, so they talk and whatnot.
Yeah.
It could be cool. This could
But
be cool.
of course, the Disney formula, we already see it. Is like you have her and her dad touching moment in the past, and then he
Oh yeah,
disappears.
he,
Well,
he's
turns into
stoned.
stone, so
Yeah,
he's
they
not
showed him.
present anymore. And that's really sad. So that it's already a Disney formula. We see it.
Yeah. Now
Everyone knows.
you know what? I could see this getting like that Tangled treatment where this movie comes out and then they make that like 2D Tangled type show, but like in this
Oh
world.
yeah, so that
That
they
could
can
be
go more
cool.
in depth with it. Because I do like the 2D. I did like the 2D Rapunzel,
Mm-hmm.
Tangled show that they had going on.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was really good.
And I guess it was pretty popular. It got a bunch of seasons too.
It sure did. There was a bunch of twists in it too. It was exciting.
Mhm. So I could see this world being something like that because they also have that Big Hero 6 show, but I don't watch that one either. So
Um, even when I had cable and with Disney, I would see advertisements for it, but I just never saw it actually come on ever. Besides like
yeah,
one time, and that was
I think
years ago.
I think it still might be on. Maybe I haven't checked on it. I'll look at it. But yeah, that will end our discussion. We're excited. It seems like, um, and maybe we'll do a review of it when it comes out. Possibly.
I'm down.
Okay, sounds good to me. All right, thanks Marcy for coming out,
No problem.
and thank you everybody out there listening. And y'all have a good one.